I don't know. Yeah, that's one like I don't really agree whether it's like game problem or player problem per se. Not really. So yeah, because like the reality is like if you make it like let's say like with Chaos Dungeon Guardian, you make it one run, right? Okay, great. But people will just run with 12 character. Then you will FOMO yourself. If you don't play 12 character, you're gonna be behind compared to this 12 character. I mean like it's not like I need to do the content because I'm 15-20 anyway. They can probably watch it. Whether they take it into account or not, I'm not sure. I think like some of you have watched it already. I have not watched it yet, so I guess like it's time to watch it, man. So it's ding dong, dude. Ding dong, react time. Into Stoopzz message into like a Smilegate, I guess. Yeah, Dear Lost Ark and Smilegate. So yeah, Stoopzz message to Smilegate. I wonder as well actually. Okay, what does Stoopzz want to talk about? So I guess we'll find out. Only seen 5 minutes of the video. I guess we'll watch it together then. Found it to be a good video. We'll see. I don't know. I don't even know like what topic he wants to talk about. So yeah, let's check it. Let's check it, man. And I closed. For what reason goes on then though? Well, we'll watch this first then, I guess.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Stoopzz. If you don't know who I am, I'm a Western Lost Ark player. You may have seen me on YouTube.
Yeah, let me know if
Twitch
voice is
or,
too small, by the way.
just various videos of mine. I'm gonna have this video be translated in Korean for some of my
Yeah, there's Korean
the
translation
Korean
right here,
users
so
or
that's nice.
watchers that play Lost Ark, just because I think we all play the same
bit low.
game, and I'd like to include you in this conversation.
You
So, just a little backstory about myself. I've been playing Lost Ark for about a year and a half now. I play on Korea sometimes.
A
I play
year
on
and a half.
Russia. And
Wait, does that
I
include
also
Russia or
play
not?
in the U.S.
Because
the
Stu started
Western
on Russia
version.
first.
And you know what actually got me into playing Lost Ark was the 2021 Winter Loa-on. That was really the
Winter Loa on.
what got me most excited
Wait,
about the game was
2021 Winter Loa on. Wait, last year 2020 or 2021? I wonder actually. I had the Twitch volume low. I'm not sure actually. 20. So I started on like 2020 for me. So it's I guess like well he said like 1.5 years. So probably like maybe like the 2021 actually. It's the one where there is like Valtan, Vicus, Clown, and Brel. So during that year basically. That's also like where like Lost Ark like basically like goes up because there is Max Exodus on like what's the name on Maple Story. So Lost Ark become like #1 like MMO in Korea at that point. So yep. Yeah, it was that one I guess. So it's close by with me. I started like before that. So
seeing Gold River come on stage and talk about the game and the passion that the developers have for the game. And most importantly, coming from games like World of Warcraft, what got me most excited to play Lost Ark was the direct answers that they would have towards the community's concerns about the game. So Gold River would always take questions that may not have been the easiest questions, and he would talk about them. Regardless of his answer, I always loved that he would address the concerns that players had. And
okay.
you know, even when Lost Ark was coming out in the West, there was an interview with like Amazon that was on Twitch with Gold River at the time, and he said, "Ask me whatever you want." And they had asked about pay to win and all of these things, and he answered them. Now, you may not always like the answer that they have, but they wouldn't go, you know, he wouldn't avoid the question. He would directly address it, and I think that spoke volumes to their care and their awareness of the issues that the game had. And
But
I
director
think
stepped
that
down already though.
a
So
lot
it's
of
not there
companies are
anymore.
always worried to talk about problems with their game because they think if they talk about it, it's going to cause issues and people are going to get angry. But I think a lot of video game players and MMORPG players, they're just looking for that in a company. Just the authenticness, the genuineness, the realness. They're looking for that in a developer. And I think Smilegate provided a lot of that.
To be fair, right now there is less than that. To be honest, so yeah, there is like much more of that like back then when it was not like as popular, I guess. So yeah, I guess like that's what happens when like it becomes popular, right? When the game becomes popular, there is more players, there is more complaint as well. So you can't address every single one at that point, maybe. I don't know. It does go down though. I feel like it went down. So okay, so let's just say it went down after like basically like they like you know after like Gold River like stepped down maybe. So yeah, probably it's because of that maybe. It's not as easy to feel like the shoes. Yeah, well I don't know. I guess maybe. But I mean like I feel like it's part of it is like because you know because of like there is more players as well. It just happens to be that like when there is more players, you'll just have to deal with like more of these things, and some of them is not really like meaningful feedback actually. Some of them are like you just ignore as well actually. Some of them, not everything though.
Now, with all of that being said, I really enjoy playing Lost Ark. The main reasons why is I love the raids. I personally really love the community, and most importantly, the combat is so fun. But there are a lot of issues that I think the game has because the game is only about 4 years old, or give or take. And when you're making a game and it's a new MMORPG, it takes time to develop a wide plethora or a wide variety of content. And
Raid and combat is basically one of the main selling points, yeah, in general. It's not to say that like maybe like they're the best, but they're like pretty well designed at the very least. At least if you see it in like an objective standpoint right there. So yeah, not subjective, because some subjective point is like, oh man, this raid is bad because like I'm bad, I die. So yeah, but in general, like they're pretty well designed over there, I would say. It is one of its strong points, I guess.
Lost Ark has been doing really well in the raid content, where the raids are generally really fun. The classes are pretty fun to play, but there is some issues in the gatekeeping aspect for new players to get into the game. And on top of that, the daily routine has a lot to be desired. There are many ways to improve that.
Boobas are good,
And I
of
was
course. 10
looking,
out of 10.
to this past winter 2022 low on to address a lot of those issues because I think that Lost Ark has all of these systems. An example could be sailing content. An example could be islands. An example could be storytelling content, fun mini games, etc. There's so many ways for the game to improve. Even the side activities like boss rush, cubes, chaos dungeons, and guardian raids, things that you're supposed to interact with on a daily or weekly basis. There's so many ways to improve upon those. And when you hear back at the last low on, the winter low on of 2021, they talked about how they were going to focus more on the horizontal content to have things to do that weren't vertical, right? Raids. Because when you came off of Vaultin, Clown, Vicus, Belshazzar, all of those raids, it was a lot of sorry, it's noisy in my neighborhood. There was a lot of honing an item level to do that content. And I think the problem with Lost Ark is that it was focusing too much on those because they were successful, but they didn't.
Isn't it like the other way around right now though? Like you guys were complaining that like Brelhar takes 4 months. Isn't that like the same? So now like here's the question, right? Do you want like Smilegate to focus on the raid content or not then? So because like here's the thing, right? During that winter law on 2021, right? We get like Volton, Vicus, Clown, and like Brel. So yeah, that's like basically all vertical right there. You have to hold, keep going up, like basically something like that. And some people complain that like it's too fast. Too many raids to do basically. So they slow it down. They slow it down. So like now, like you guys like technically you guys can get it slowed down as well. It takes 4 months for like the Brel Heart, for example, and then now you guys complain it's too slow. There is no content or something like that. So yeah, I want raid with nice mini games. See, the thing is like you can't like basically like please everyone. So yeah, like in the idea was before like for this year, right? They were supposed to add like the side content. The MOBA thing and stuff like that, the League of Legends thing right there. They were supposed to be added this year. I guess it was just not ready, so they had to delay it basically. I guess it was just not ready. But I mean, like they were trying to focus on that. But then people after that complained that like oh man, dude, it takes like half a year from like a Brel into like a Khan. Okay, so what do you want then? So yeah, because last time you said that like 4 raids in a year is too much. Because you have to keep honing. Okay, but then like when you get like basically like 3 raid, like it's too little. You can't complain, right? In the end, like it's the same thing. So it's good for casual. Well, it's better for casual. The four rate right there is definitely too fast for like casual players. Definitely, that's why they slow it down in general. So yeah, raids are too much to do because dailies and weeklies take long. But there is another like part of that. I think like Stoopzz is gonna go through like the daily part. So yeah, it will see right there. So I hope they will prove me wrong. Pretty much doubt that many will play these modes. I think like people will play it. So yeah, I think people will play it. I personally, right, in terms of like raid and vertical content, I prefer to have like more vertical content. But I mean like I'm not like the majority. Not everyone plays like I do. So that's just what it is. So yeah, complain no matter what it is. Well, you just can't make everyone happy. It is what it is. When you make it slow so you cater to casual, the hardcore players get mad. When you cater to the hardcore, the casual gets mad, right? But there is way more casual players, so you cater to them. So there is less people that are mad, and you just ignore them. That's just like reality in like basically MMOs in general, though. Games in general, actually. Yeah. Anyways.
They needed to also flesh out and create fun things to do outside of that.
Yeah,
And
another thing about like the side content as well, right? We wanted more side content to be fun, but then in the end, like nobody really interact with it. Sailing content, man. Can we make it more fun? Yeah, but who the hell does sailing, dude? Who the hell asks? Who asked for this? Nobody does, right? Something like that. It's a small percentage again. Same thing, Same thing, same thing.
when you really think about it, I I was when you really think about it, the last winter low on, they said they were going to work on those things. And they started doing it with the MOD and the islands,
Yeah, yeah.
storytelling stuff that anyone could enjoy.
That's like the side
But
content thing right there.
with that, they were also releasing raids and abyss dungeons, Triangle. Those things add to your daily routine for a player, giving them more homework. And when you add in the side activities that are fun to do, when you really get into the game, you find that you don't have a lot of time to enjoy those things. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, well, you don't have to do all of these things. You can do whatever you want. It's your choice. No one's making you do that. The problem with that is that the game is designed, right? The game is designed for you to do those activities, right? It creates an environment that makes you feel like you have to do that. And that's a design problem. That's not a player problem.
I don't know, man. I don't really like agree to that per se, to be honest. So yeah, it's a different thing if like let's say you have to do like this six character daily to do like the next raid to catch up basically. Yeah, but I mean like it's not right. It's like when people say that like they have to run like six daily, but then like for what? So that I can be 1575. But why? When like Braille is 1520 only. So I don't think like it is like design thing right there, because like well I don't know, like I mean like it's just how it is right here. Like here's the thing, right? What if like they change the design so you can only run like one character only? So literally just one character. So people hate like alt, right? Western players don't like alt system. Okay, so let's say that instead of like six character limit, it's one character limit. Let's say it's like that. So now you only have to play one character, one daily. There is no point in like running in the other one right there. So what would happen to you guys then if that is the case? You do raid only once, plenty of time, right? Now you have like basically, the full 6 days to basically just run like your side content. I don't know, sailing content, whatever you wanna jack off, go ahead as well. So what do you think if like that's what happens then? I don't know, man. I feel like it's not like I don't know, man. I don't really agree of it being like game design problem. I mean like the game design is like based around that right there, but I feel like it's like self accountability still as well. So I don't know, man. Okay, it's called FOMO. It's partially FOMO, yeah, in a way. So yeah, now here's the thing, right? The system does like basically maybe like they induce it right there, but I mean like it's not like the actual thing. It's like a symptom basically. The FOMO is like a symptom thing from like the system, and then like you just take it like fully basically. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. I don't really agree that it's just like a game design problem. So yeah, for me, Guardian Raid are just extra gold. I sell every Leafstone. You can, yeah. So yeah, hard lock behind crazy RNG on some things that only happen once or a couple times a week. What do you mean? Not one, maybe like four as a gold limit instead of six. No, but you guys hate it like alt system. You guys say that like it's annoying, man. Having to run six guardian, like, well, six character guardians, so 12, right? Well, now you only need two then, so one character only. So yeah, it's like well, think of it this way, right? In a way, like in Final Fantasy, it's very super casual friendly. You have one character, and you can play on that rate. That rate is basically just one time. You're done for the week, basically. You don't really need to do dailies. There is no dailies per se as well. So is that like what people prefer then, or what is that? So yeah. You start at the beginning, but with the boost, if you come in later, your eye level outpaces your ability to acquire the other things. I don't think it's a big issue though, Befair, because like not having like those like runes or something like that means that you cannot clear, right? That's not how it is. So yeah, that's why there is rest system. Giga casual, you can just use this system. Yeah, but people like impose on themselves that they have to do this, right? Something like that. That's the thing. Well, I don't know. Let's move on for now then.
Right? If you want players to do those other activities, you need to make a system that allows them to feel like they can do that. There's a saying called FOMO in the West, where it's like fear, like you have a fear that you have to do these things. And yes, that's, you can choose whether you want to go into that or not, but it's also on the developers, the people that design the game, to make it in a way that you don't feel that. And
I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to like do that because how would like a developer make it so that you don't feel that? Because technically rest bonus are there so that you don't feel that as much as well. I don't know, man. I guess like I don't know, one character limit right there. So yeah, make like the limit of like the goal to be one character. Fix inflation problem or something. Just make everyone just only play one character. I don't know. Okay, not develop job to make a stop you feeling some type of way. It's like blaming like let's say a restaurant for giving you a coupon. Basically, it's the restaurant's fault that like I had to use this 20% discount coupon, dude. Why is it the restaurant's fault though? I don't understand. That's the thing right there. So yeah, party kind of thing. Like let's say you have six character, you can link three or three other thing. You do chaos raid, you get like more rewards on the character you designate, but reduce on the ones you link them. Obviously, would scale with the item level. Well, you can. Well, I don't know how that would right there. So it's much different basically. Then there is gonna be no content with one character. Yeah, but people like say that there is too many things to do. Six character is too much, right? 12 guardian, 12 chaos dungeon, too much, right? So yeah, even though like you don't really need it per se. It's just like you can play one character and you'll be 15, 20 or something like that. Then you can do Braille, right? So yeah, so why do you need to play the other ones, right? Is it like the game's fault? Well, the game is like based on an alt system in the first place, so there is that. I guess like one way to do it is remove the alt system in a way that you only play one character, something like that. So maybe it is. Okay, six is too much, so I play with four, no complaints. Yeah, that's fine, Blusher, right? The problem is like some people make six and they think that they need to do six daily, and then after that they complain it's too much. So yeah, I don't understand. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's one like I don't really agree whether it's like game problem or player problem per se. Not really. So yeah, because like the reality is like if you make it like let's say like with Chaos Dungeon Guardian, you make it one run, right? Okay, great. But people will just run with 12 character. Then you will FOMO yourself. If you don't play 12 character, you're gonna be behind compared to this 12 character. I mean, like it's not like I need to do the content because I'm 15, 20 anyway. But these guys are running 12 and I'm running 6, so I'm behind, right? So is that player problem or like is that design problem then if there is the case, right? So you guys are gonna complain anyway that like these guys run 12 character while I run 6. Now I'm behind. Behind what though? So I feel like it's the same thing, man. I don't know.
and I feel like right now, Lost Ark, uh, you know, has so many ways to improve to make it feel like a more complete MMO.
I mean, this
And
is
I
for sure.
don't think
Yeah,
the
there
solution
is
is
always a way to improve it. Always right there, for sure. I mean, there is ways to improve like on like all of this. I'm not saying like there is no way to improve it. There is, yeah, but I just think that like it's not like the core fundamental problem when it's like basically self accountability is what you need to basically like take into account. Okay. Refuse to play more than three character. Yeah, and you don't need to play more than three character, Abyssal. You play three character, probably one of your character are ready for Brawl 6 anyway, right? You play three character. I have some friends that basically only play like two, three character, and then they are basically higher A level than the guy that runs six character, because like they spread out like all the resource. So yeah, so that's just how it is basically. So yeah, people stress too much over it. Yeah, kinda right there. If you have like more time, then sure, by all means, right? Yeah, something like that. Remove cube is a way to improve, and I feel like that's a good improvement. Yes. I don't know, man. Give under. Play 1 hour a day. Why don't I have the same reward than the guy that plays like 12 hour a day? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like it's just part of it right there. See, here is the thing, right? If you want it to be fair, you play 1 hour a day, and this guy plays 12 hour a day. Yeah, you limit it to one character, as I said, basically. Remove all the old system, one character only. Now everyone only plays one character. So now what happens is like the guy that plays 1 hour and the guy that plays 12 hour have the same reward because they can only clear like once anyway, right? The 12 hour guy though, they don't have anything else to do, and then they do what else can they do, right? So there is nothing else. That's like when you remove all system basically. So yep. I don't know. I guess.
Just adding new classes, adding new raids. That's going to bring people into the game for a little bit, but the daily routine is something that you interact with every single day, and that's going to stick with you more than just the raid or the new class. They may come back for 2 weeks for a new class, but they're not going to stay when they find out their daily routine feels monotonous. And my biggest complaint about the game, more than anything, is that when a new player gets into the game, you may add in these new card systems. The card system is terrible, by the way. It's an awful system that alienates new players into the game. It takes too long to get them. And I think it's upsetting to me that Smilegate is so El Cheapo. We use the phrase El Cheapo. They're so cheap that they give out one selectable card pack. You need 90 of them. You need 90 of them to get Light of Salvation 30. Why do you give one?
Well, you see. Okay, so daily being monotonous, every daily is monotonous, man. That's why they are called daily in the first place. Anything that you do every day will become monotonous. That's just how it is. That's how it works. And if you want to make it like basically interesting, usually you have to have some challenge. But if it's challenging as a daily, people complain because it's too difficult for a daily. Like Kalaligos, for example. People complain it's too hard, right? So yeah, in the case of the card though, the card system is pretty awful, yeah, kinda, I guess, because it takes too long to get them, and but in a way, it kind of like helps in a way that like you can't just whale it as well, you can't just swipe for it, you know, it still like basically has like a part of like you have to actually play the game and like to get it right there. It does alienate new players in a way, but it's not like because of that. That's because the players just wanted like the older players. They wanted people that have played for a while. They don't want player that just came into the game yesterday, swipe their way to 4090 to do Braille with them. That's like basically part of it though. So yeah, now if like let's say card system is removed or anything is removed, every MMO has like this part as well. Like in 14, if you don't parse like purple, you're out or something like that. Because I don't want to play with like people that have like gray parts or something like that. So in the end, like it's always the same thing anyway. So is there any MMO that is not monotonous? Yes, there is, Tapi. Final Fantasy doesn't have dailies, so you don't have to do the dailies on that. So what do you do though? I mean, like you just log in and you sit on there. You don't have anything. You don't play alts as well, because one character can play like all class, can play all jobs. So it's not monotonous, but not because like that. It's because there is nothing else to do. You have roulette in 14, and like what does that matter, Marco? It doesn't give you shit, because like you have full tomes anyway already. So yeah, maybe yeah, if you wanna raise like another class, yeah, but I mean like who cares about that one? We're talking about end game right here, right? So yeah, gives XP, but you're max level on the job that you main, right? So yeah, I don't know. This is just a part of it, I would say. So yeah. If you're new on the game, you can have some help for friend or learn about the game and do your own party. You can play with like other newer players as well. It's not like you're locked. You have to play with the older player. It's free for you to play with like the newer player as well. So yeah, well now we get like a card that is basically a knockoff like Lateral Salvation and like a Lost Wind Cliff, and I think that's a pretty good card for a start right there. Arguably, it can be said that like the knockoff like Lost Lateral Salvation is better than the 31 the 18 one. Sorry, 30 knockoff Lateral Salvation could be better than Lateral Salvation 18. Think of it that way, basically. That's like the newer card set, which is fine actually. Time to stay in Limsa then, yeah. So that's why people RP, right? So yeah.
right? A good, successful, healthy game. And what made Lost Ark different at the start was that they did season 2 and everybody came in and they were at the same area, right? Everyone was in Punica, everyone was close together. And then as the game progresses, you start separating yourself from new players. And these new players don't have a way to interact with people. And the solution is not giving them a 1490 Hyper Express, because there's still so much to do after that. And on top of that, you're never going to have those 30 cards. And even if you don't have, even if you give them a new free noob, Makoko card set that gives them damage, a existing player, a Light of Salvation 30 player, is going to see that card set and go, I don't want to play with you, because even if you do the same, you have the same cards or they're close, why would I play with you? Because you're new. I don't want to waste my time. I have homework to do. I need to finish these raids to get this gold, because it is a lot of vertical. It's hard to progress your character. It's not easy. You need to have these characters if you want to do Boldyke or Theamine or Kazaros raid. You need to progress your character to get there, and it's not easy to do. And in order to do that without spending money, you got to play the game, right? And
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't think like that's like, I don't think like that's like, huh. I mean, like, is it a problem? It is kind of a problem, I guess, but it's more like a people problem, I guess, I would say, because, like, in the end, that, like, you don't, like, what's the name? Because you're in the same boat as well, reaction time. You're in the same boat as well, basically. People don't want to play with like the newer players for the reason that like they just want to like finish it fast, right? Even if there is like less things to do, they would still finish it, want to finish it fast, and then they can, like, I don't know, jack off for the rest of the week or something like that, right? So the reality is just like people don't want to play with like people that have like a chance of like basically like wiping the rate and stuff like that. And if they're okay with that, then they are doing it right now. They're making learning party right now. So yeah, I'm not really sure for that as well. So it's I don't know. I didn't think of it as like a big deal. Plus, like with the spending money, everything to get like to Voldyke and everything, I don't really think so. Not really. To be fair, Stoopzz is not exactly a grinder as well. He doesn't really grind as much, right? So yeah, but I do, right? And I don't really have any issue with it as long as I'm playing the game as well. Now, granted, I'm also not like the standard player. Probably like we don't have like the same like thing. But I don't know. I mean, I still think it's totally possible, to be honest. So yeah, some people can't be bothered with babysitting sound. Others like teaching and helping newcomers. Yeah, issue when you want to do actual content but you don't want to do alts, but there are no other choices. Wait, what? What do you mean? When you don't want to do alts? Well, you don't have to do alts though. You can just play one character and you'll probably be fine. Probably will be fine. So yeah. Okay. Hoilonim, follow 하주셔서 감사합니다. Why would you think it's a big deal? You're not new player after all, so it's a perspective thing. No, 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 no. I mean, like it's a perspective thing. Yeah, true. I understand that basically. I get that. But I mean, like, if you're a new player, right? If you're a new player, like, I don't think it will change anything. Like, okay, so to make it like one way, basically, like, let's say that like you can make a party and you can't check anyone. Anyone can join, basically. You cannot like check their engraving or something like that. So what do you end up with? What kind of party do you end up with, basically? In the end, you'll end up with a party that like, well, you see people sneaking in with like, I don't know, 3x3, El Chipo, no grenades, no nothing right there. Do you wanna play with them, right? If that is the case, because like one fix is basically to just like remove the whole gatekeeping. Basically, when you make a party, anyone can join as long as they have the item level, I guess. So I'm not sure as well. No, I can't compare myself to other Krang. As I'm saying, basically, I'm not really like, I'm not like the casual player. I'm not the standard player base, basically. But I mean, like, I would say that, like, if you're playing like at least like one character regularly, I think you'll be fine. I mean, yeah, you won't have like five character in Kazeros, yeah, probably not. But if it's just one, I think like it's totally fine, because like that's the same applies to like in like NA as well. Have a friend that have like only play two three character, and this guy is higher eye level than like other people because he focus on the one character. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, only played with the new friend that I know. No, please, yeah. Okay, grinding LA doing the same thing twice on six characters to stay on current content. See, that's the thing. You don't need that to stay on current content. What are you talking about, Nerf? Why do you need to grind six characters to stay on current content when you can just grind one and you'll be fine on current content? So yeah, you think it is possible to reach actual gear score in time, for example, 1590 without alts? For what? For like Akan? By Akan release? Well, you should be, yeah. I think it's totally fine. I think it's totally possible. It's not 1590, 1580 for like Akan. So yeah. It is a plus 19 Braille gear. So think of it that way, basically. You guys have Braille gear. You guys have tapped it right there. You see like basically like how much easier it is to tap on like Braille gear. Getting to 1580 is not that difficult. Getting like 6 1580, that's a different thing, of course. So yeah, but like you don't need 6 though, right? Do you? So I don't know. It depends as well, I guess.
So I think the solution to that is to get these people to play together, right? Is not helping them go up in item level. It does help, but the real solution is including activities in the game that allow new players to interact with existing players, whether it be crafting, professions, new island events that come up that are rewarding for both people, right? Where you go to an island and it actually gives you useful stuff, useful materials, but you don't care what their engravings are or what their cards are. It's just you need people there. You need to be surrounded by a lot of people. And by doing that, it may not seem cool to the existing player, but for a new player to feel like they have a use case, they're useful in the community, is a great way to keep players in the game, engaged in the game, rather than feeling disconnected from the game, right? And so there's so many things like that. This is just an example, I think, of good game design. There's so many things of that. And what upset me about this Winter Loan is not that Gold River isn't there anymore. He comes on stage for 5 minutes, like whatever, right? It's not that I don't like the three, expertise, domination, and endurance, or crit swiftness, or, specialty. It's not that I don't like those guys. It's that Gold River would approach these issues head on and talk about them. And these guys maybe are nervous to talk about them, or the approach has changed, but that's what made Lost Ark popular. Coming from Maple Story and Lineage and all of these other games in Korea, Lost Ark felt different, right? And the community liked that. That's your biggest selling point. That's what makes Final Fantasy popular.
Huh. But is it like basically like saying that like back then it was like that, or and now it's different, or what? Yeah, because I feel like it's the same, I feel like it's the same. I'm not sure, I guess. So yeah. Okay, I'm not sure as well. Convince me new class coming 4 months from now, but if everything was released now in 2 months, they will complain there is nothing to do. Thing is, we need things to do. We don't want to do homework for like 4 months, but you will do, because like in Korea, like you do homework for 4 months as well. So it's the same thing. So even if like let's say like you have like the same thing, like everything come out together, in the end like the most you can do is basically together with Korea, which is 4 months of homework as well. So it won't change anything, Lucas, man. Whether it releases early or not. So yeah, Lost Ark is still the most popular MMO in Korea. Still, yeah, right now. Still. I don't know about activity that like basic like run together with like newer players. To be honest, if you don't care about cards and gems, I guess if that is the case, then like one way is I guess equalized, maybe equalized content, but it is there, which is like challenge abyss and challenge guardian, and stuff like that. Or maybe like in like Stoopzz vision, maybe like you can do maybe like Brel, but then like it's equalized Brel normal, maybe like every rate in like in the game is equalized. I'm not sure. I mean, like there is always vertical progression, man. There's always vertical progression. That's just how it is. Maybe I enjoy homework. I don't know what is the problem. Yeah. Okay. Anything close? Maybe still Maple Story. I guess. So yeah. Okay. Had a good idea. Just make the game better in the West than KR version. But how would you do that then? So I guess like as I said earlier, right? West doesn't really like alt. So I guess like make it like one character only. One character only will limit progression for like basically the no lifers right there, and will cater to the casual players. So it's more fair, I guess, in a way, right? Because everyone is basically have one character, and they're all like maybe around like 15, 20 or something like that. So yeah, does that count as better or not though? So yeah, probably it's better for the game, I guess, because like the game is filled with like more of the casual players. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, you can like maybe like wait until next patch or something like that. Yeah, challenge stuff doesn't equalize engraving. Well, let's say like they equalize engraving now. Let's just say that basically. So yeah, play League of Legends. Yeah. Okay, just make this MOBA and all these mini games that are coming profitable, and both all these and newcomers will get together and play. But it's no longer an MMO. Then if there is a case, if there is the case that it's more like a theme park like game. It's like playing League of Legends. Then people would just play League of Legends then. So yeah. Okay, I'm not sure like I'm not sure what else basically. It's kind of hard as well. This is just like the design of the system is just like that. So yeah, what is it that like people don't like? People don't like dailies and alt system. Okay, so we remove like alt and daily system, then make it like one character only. One character only still have like limited progression obviously. So but I guess like that's fine, right? What's wrong with that? So that's always like the case in like an MMO. There is always like a limited progression. So yeah. Okay, I'm not sure as well right there. So yeah. It giving gold for your vertical progression, love vertical progression, and I would even add more awakening to cards, so there are more things to farm. Yeah, well, people don't really like that as well. Yeah, either way, in any case, right there, it's hard as well to like basically like fix the issue, because like I don't think like it's like a big issue in the first place as well. A 1490 Hyper Express is not the way to do it, but I mean like if you don't have a 1490 Hyper Express, then I guess like you're starting in like what then tier one, then tier one, tier two. So I'm not sure as well. So yeah, and adding the activity like probably doesn't really change that much as well. Again, as I said, right, having like basically equalized content as a side content doesn't change anything, because like what people care about is the vertical anyway. So at this point, alt is one of the main selling points for Lost Ark. Well, the design of like the game has been like alt centric in the first place. It is designed so that like you have alts. That's why there is plenty of classes and like that. But maybe it doesn't work well in like a Western. And if that is the case, I guess like you can maybe like convert it into like a more Western friendly, which is one character only, I guess. I'm not really sure like that. So yeah. Okay. Okay, one Guardian, one Chaos Dungeon per character, giving the same reward as doing two like now would make homework more friendly. Yeah, Chechok. But then, there is gonna be guys that run like 12 character anyway. And then after that, you FOMO yourself, because this guy run 12, I run 6, so I'm behind this guy. So you can run one Guardian, one Chaos right now, and you'll be ready for Braille. You can do the current content just fine. But you don't do it right now, right? Why though? Why don't you do that right now then, if that is the case, right? That's the question. So yeah, the reason why like you're doing that is because like you're FOMOing yourself though, right? Because like other people run like basically 6 character. So yeah, some people will just run 12 and you will just complain about that basically. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So the best way to do it is just like limit it to one character. You can't even make like a next character. Second character doesn't matter, I guess. So yeah, I don't really know. One character, no limit. For example, 12 Guardian, 12 Guardian, 6 raids weekly. So what's the difference then, if that is the case then? Same thing anyway. I'm not sure, I guess.
That's what makes other games popular, is when the people feel like the people, the directors care. And you can't just say that we've been playing, these guys said that we've been working on the game for 10 years and everyone cares. Okay, show us that you care by addressing the concerns. You can say that you care all you want, and I believe that you care, but you can't be scared to talk about the issues that the game has. And you need to focus on those issues rather than focusing on the other stuff. Okay, you don't want to reduce the homework, fine, but talk about it instead of just being like, oh, that's bare minimum. Also, to me, it
Mm, for the homework part, as I assume dailies, yeah, they did talk about it actually, but they don't intend to like reduce it. So yeah, because people just want like basically like things to do. So yeah. So then you won't be forced to spend gold on lots. You'll be able to play one character. Well, in any case, maybe I guess that's like maybe the way to go. I don't know. So yeah, but the reality is that like you're gonna complain that like 12 guardian on that one character is still boring basically because it's still monotonous and everything. But then like there's also like another guy that runs like basically 12 like runs and you don't, and you're gonna complain that like this guy's ahead of me because he runs 12 on his one character and I don't. So yeah, it's the same thing. When it doesn't really matter, right? In the end, so it's the same thing basically. The way you do it is you limit everyone, I guess. Two guardian, two chaos dungeon per day, no question asked. Doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter whether you play 12 hours or not. No, if you play 12 hours, you're done with 30 minutes. Then like the rest of the 11 hours, you go RP then, because what else can you do? That's I guess like I guess fair maybe. I guess that's like maybe fair. But yeah, that's just how it is. Speaking of issue, West server going down right now. What happened right there? Guardian is still somewhat fun, but Chaos is pretty disgusting. Yeah, I don't know. In any case, basically, like that's just how it is. That they're limiting makes the game shit for people who want to give more time to it. Yeah, but not limiting it makes it shit for people that don't have time. So what's the point, Saftin? Same shit, right? Basically, the thing is like the more people don't have time, more people like are more casual. So limiting it is more fair because there is more people. There is like more people that like cannot like do six character. So yeah, I don't know. I guess because what else can you do, right? What else for that? So yeah, the thing is like they talk about like dailies, right? But then like people like don't really want to because they want things to do. You don't wanna log in into the game and then after that you just RP because you finish your guardian, two chaos dungeon right there, 30 minutes done right there, and the rest of your time you RP, I guess, like in Final Fantasy because you don't have anything else to do. Some people just want things to do as well. I'm not saying that like dailies are great, no, but I don't mind it as well because I want to play the game. I want to play my favorite game. Some people can just say just play other games. Yeah, but I mean like I want to play my favorite game though. I don't want to play like something else. That's why like people still log in. That's why in 14, even though there is nothing to do, people still log in because they want to play their favorite game even though they just sit there in front of their house. In the end it's the same thing, right? So, yeah. I don't really know, man. It is a risk there. Rather do 12 Guardian on my geared main than do them on budget geared alts or waste more gold to gear them. Well, I mean, like, you would. Wellness, yeah. You would. But what about, like, other people? So, yeah. In the end, like, it's the same thing right there. Okay, you guys complain about, like, 12 Guardian right now on different character. When they make it one character, you're gonna complain that 12 Guardian is, like, still too much on one character. So, yeah. I feel like it's the same thing, basically. So yeah, I don't know. In any case, I mean like the best way is just to make it like fair, I guess. Maybe like one character again. So yeah, limit everything to like one character right there. So yeah. Okay, can you join raid parties?
shows major disconnect in the game that you say it's the bare minimum because you're adding more to the bare minimum. You're not making it. And then last thing that I want to say, just from a game design philosophy, and I don't want anyone to get upset with me, it doesn't make sense to do the exact same activity twice in a row, right? Why do I go into a chaos dungeon, leave, go back again? I'm already in there. I'm already in the chaos dungeon. Why do I have to exit and then go back? Why do I have to fight, Hanu 2 times or Carl Elagos 2 times or what is that stupid tree's name? I can't remember. Sonavel 2 times. Just make Sonavel 50% stronger, and I do it once.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean right there. You can like maybe like do that. That's one way to do it right there. So yeah, one way to do it, make it stronger and just like one run. Yeah, and that's totally fine. You remove like basically the bloat on like loading screen, going out and in, running to the boss, and stuff like that. Chaos Dungeon, make it 5 floor, one run. Yeah, sure. That's fine right there. But I mean like again, as I said, right, the reality is that like some people will just run basically 12 character instead of like 6, because now they have more time instead, right? So yeah, just give us 2 souls for one guardian without rested. So you basically want one run, double the reward, basically. So reduce the daily effort by like half. You only one run, and then like you get like the reward right there. But the reality is people are gonna run 12 character, and then if you don't run 12 character, you're gonna complain that like you're too far behind. So yeah, in any case, it's the same thing basically. So yeah, I mean like in a way, like this one, like it's good. I like this one. Hey man, I wish that's the case. Though I would probably be the guy that plays like basically 12 character at the same time, right? So yeah, it's not as simple as there. The double is definitely annoying, but what's annoying is not the run, it's the loading screen in between, the bloat basically. So yeah, I don't know. That's just what it is right there. Okay, we don't have time to do all dailies whole day. We have IRL stuff to do. 12 character, that's so crazy. Well, it's not that crazy when you're running 6 right now, because that's practically 12 character, don't you think? Right? It's not that crazy anymore. Not really. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Right now, not about people who do 12 character non-rested as well. And, removing the double loading screen would be huge. Yeah, it's just the bloat basically. It's just the bloat part is what it is. I mean, yeah, I agree with that part for sure.
Chaos dungeons bigger, more mobs, and you do it one time, right? It's better design. Why do I leave and then go back, right? So these are the things that I want developers thinking about on the game that I'm playing, right? Thinking about, not, you don't have to agree, but I want you to think about it and talk about your thoughts regarding that. Because if I'm thinking about it, there's no way that the people that get paid, which they're probably not getting paid a lot, I understand that, but the people that are getting paid don't think about it. So talk about it, right? Address these issues. Address the new player concerns. You want Lost Ark. And the last thing that I will say, as a Western player, we play the game a lot. Some of us play the game more than people in the KR version. We put in a lot of hours, and some of us now have been playing the game so much that we're almost caught up in hours. How many hours we've been playing the game. A lot of us are very hardcore enthusiast players. Okay?
Well, here is the thing, right? This hardcore, like, well, let's put it into like this right here. Some of you here are basically the hardcore enthusiast player that have like maybe like 6,000 like hours played in the game, right? So, what would happen if like let's say like you only need like one character, like one, you know, only need to do like one daily ever since from the start. Most likely here you will probably play with like 12 character already in the first place. So I don't see like it like being changed that much. Unless like again as I said, maybe like they make it like one like one character only, I guess. So yeah, let's just call it a westernization change. You can only play one character and that's it basically. Maybe that's like one way to do it. That's a nice way of saying we have no lives. No, but I mean like there are those hardcore people are there. Yeah, it is there. There is no denying that. Those hardcore people are there. So yeah, I mean they're like not the majority. Yeah, they're the minority. But that's just what it is. So yeah, I don't know. Only played one for 6 months, then later wanted to play more. I created 5 more of the same. Yeah, well, if you only have like to do like one daily tapi, you probably have like a third account now, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. Just make 10 runs per account, one character, multiple doesn't change the gold gain. Well, I mean like for that case right there, they have to reduce it, I guess, because now you basically generate too much gold for like one character gearing only, right? So yeah, and then like in the end, like you will complain anyway that like it's like 10 runs. Why is my character have to run 10 guardian? Why can't it be just only one? Right? Wellness. That's like basically what they complain about, right? So yeah, again, probably the best way to do it is just like basically limit it to one character only, I guess. So yeah, if you're hardcore, nobody cares because we care more about the casual players anyway. So you want it to be fair. You want it to be like more chill. You don't want to have to run like 12 guardian like a day. Then I guess like 2 a day is enough, I guess. So I don't know, because what else can you do? I guess. So, yeah. What can I just get everything without playing or paying? Yeah. Think choosing between doing dailies and weeklies with your time. Well, you don't need to choose anymore when like you only have one character, right? So yeah. People complain about alts having to redo all their content. People complain about like basically like doing like 2 guardian to chaos dungeon is too much on like everything. So yeah, what if you like the game and you want to play all day doing things? That's the thing, Lucas. That's what I'm saying. You know, like now you have like guardian, right? Now you have things to do. If you wanna play the game all day, you can, because there are things to do always. So yeah, but people say that like that's too much things to do. 12 guardian, 12 chaos dungeon is too much. So okay, we reduce it then for that. So yeah, I feel like the fundamental issue is that like, well, it's an alt system and then people just don't like alt system. I feel like, if like let's say originally the game was not an alt system in the first place, then this complaint won't be there. There will be a different complaint, of course, but yeah. Casuals are not the most important players, but rather the guys that buy Esther weapon. Nah, the casual is the most important player. If the important is the Esther weapons, then they would have released like Azeroth like 2 years ago. So yeah. Just log in and you good to go. What is this mobile game? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Because if they nerf those things, then you can play 4 hours per day. Well, let's say they remove it, right? Now you basically only need to play 1 hour a day. Then the rest of the time, if you wanna play like more, I guess you RP. What else can you run? I guess there's nothing else. Nothing else to do. But then if you have so much things to do, people complain that there is too much things to do, even though they didn't need to do it, but apparently they need it. So yeah. A role play, yeah, you just went RP, I guess. It is what it is. I don't know.
To not spend 5 minutes to talk about the other versions of the game, don't sit up there and say it's a global game. How could you say it's a global game when you don't even spend 5 minutes talking about the global versions? Okay, and then all that you mentioned, it takes 5 minutes. Just some word, like just a word, guys. This is just, it's free marketing. It's free to just say, hey, we really appreciate you guys playing our game in the West. We're excited for the next year. Anything. You don't. I know it's a KR event, but you have subtitles for us to understand. And the one thing that you did translate correctly was these rewards are only for KR players. You don't have to give us anything, but not acknowledging us is insane. It's bad marketing. It's not good. It's not a good look. It's going to make people upset. You don't even have to say anything. Like, don't say that. Don't put the text on the screen that it's only for KR players. Just don't say anything. It's better than saying that. So,
I mean, I think that's funny, but I mean, like, I agree, They could have just mentioned, like, NAEU or something like that and talk about it, to be honest. There is not a lot of things to talk about it from NAEU, so there is not gonna be, like, a lot of time in the first place. Because, like, you guys know everything that would happen anyway. The only thing they can talk about is basically maybe, like, the issue in NAEU, maybe DC issue and stuff like that. But then, that's not really, like, Smilegate jurisdiction as well, probably. It could just be, like, Amazon jurisdiction, so it's kind of hard as well, because Loan is originally a KR version, like a show. So I don't know. I mean, like, what can they talk about, like NA, aside from like maybe like the issue they're having? They can't talk about content because you guys know all the content already anyway. I guess maybe one way to do it is put the roadmap on Loa on. I don't know. Maybe could be like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's funny because I play. Yeah, it's funny because I play KR, but I understand like if you're like in NAU, like you just felt excluded. Yeah, I get that. I understand that right there. So yeah, I don't know. I guess like one way to do it is like the roadmap from NAU, right? You don't talk about it there. You just talk about it like in Loa on maybe or something like that. But then there is also spoilers though. The problem with this is that like spoilers is there. Things that like people don't want spoiler, so they don't watch Loa on. Because Loa on has like some spoilers here and there as well. Let's say you're into the lore and you don't want spoiler, then you kind of like cucks everyone because now they have to watch Loa on. So I don't know. In a way, like it's something like that. We're grateful for our global audience and plan to do better. That's like probably like one way to do it. Yeah, maybe I guess. But I mean, either way, that's just basically what it is right there. Just an honorable mention would be okay, I guess. They could have like mentioned it at the very least, yeah, in a way. Talk a little bit about it, You can't talk a lot about it, but at least talk a little bit about it. But they didn't do anything, I guess. Not really. Lore. Well, lore is lore. Some people is doing lore.
It's upsetting to me because why I started playing the game was because of the old approach that Smilegate had at Winter Low on. That's what got me playing the game. Not this, not that. That was not, great event. The music was amazing. I love Stormcaster. It was great seeing Gold River. The new content plans, I love it. I personally like the MOD. I like AOS. The MOBA Lost Ark, we need more of that because anyone can do that. And just because like 90% of people won't do it because they don't want to or they don't care, doesn't mean it shouldn't be in the game for the 10% of people that are new to the game that have an opportunity to do something fun where they're not going to get gate kept, where they're not going to get pushed away because they're a Makoko, right? We need more of that, but you need to talk about the problems that people are experiencing. Ignoring them, not a good look, and upsetting for me as a Western player to not be acknowledged at all during the presentation. Who's supposed to acknowledge us? Think about it this way. If you're a Korean viewer listening to this right now, think about it this way. We experience the same problems that you do. Probably worse. We have bots too, right? Insane amount of bots. But we experience the same homework, the same grind, the same honing. Everything is the same, but then we can't tell anybody to help us because Amazon publishes the game. They do marketing. They don't do design. They don't design the game. So how do we get our feedback heard? How do we know you're listening? How do we know that we're being heard on the topic? And how do we know that you even care if you don't acknowledge us? It's upsetting. It's upsetting. It's annoying. I've been here before with other games, and I'm upset that they did that there. Great show, production-wise. Cool event, bad questions, and
Bad Q&A.
bad approach to addressing player concerns. Wasn't good. So just some feedback there. And again, I love the game. I love the community. You can do better than that. Be more confident in talking about stuff, even if people don't agree. You should be confident in doing that. It's your game at the end of the day. And that's what made you guys successful, I think, in the first place. So, anyway, that's the video. See you guys all in the next one. Peace.
All right, so that's like that's Stoopzz right there. So yeah, for his message to like Smilegate right there. So there is that piece right there. I don't know. I mean, like the concern on there is like definitely, I mean, like I agree with like most of like the concern that like he has with that. So yeah, I just think that like some of it. Okay, so like say for example like the mentioning like about NAEU in like law on for sure, 100% right there. So yeah, maybe like the daily part, but then like there is like basically you just really can't fix it because like I don't think that was just like mainly a core fundamental game issue, game design issue per se. So yeah, I'm not sure I guess unless like you change like the core fundamental of the game, the design of the game, which is maybe like it's fine I guess. Maybe change it for like just for NA and EU, not for like Korea I guess, cause it works okay in Korea. I guess they're used to it right in Korea, right, compared to like in NA. Western have like a different perspective of like how it works I guess. So it's different as well on how it is. So yeah. Okay, would recommend to play a friend to play in Lost Ark. I don't mind them to recommend them like in like Korea to be honest right now. So yeah, but then like that's because like in Korea, right? So it depends as well. Okay, point the finger when things are done. Yeah, I'm not sure right here. In any case, like that's just part of it, I guess. This is like the issue. Like the main issue was like, well, I guess like mentioning like an EU acknowledging them maybe, which is yeah, I agree. Dailies, making it like one run but longer. That's okay. But I mean like reducing it. I don't think it's a thing. I guess because like again, if they reduce it, then people will just run more, and you'll be behind anyway. It doesn't really matter. So in the end, like that one is just like the FOMO issue for that one, maybe. I'm not sure. I guess yeah. It I guess highly depends on that as well. Because most of it is like pretty okay, I guess. you know, issue wise. I think the concern on this is mainly like if you're like an NAEU player. I think for this one. So yeah, I think like if you're an NAEU player, you will agree with like most of this concern, which is I understand. Can put myself in like where you are right now, like your shoes. Uh, but yeah, but I guess like it was like less of a problem in Korea. I guess again it's different like mentality of like the thing, different mentality of like the players. I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think for this? What do you guys think? You guys mostly agree with this or not right there? It's a lot of like a Korean as well. So yep. Okay. Let's see. He made good points. Yeah. I don't think the points are good. I think the points are fair. I guess. Yeah. Some of it could have been definitely could have been like much better. You know. Some of them are probably you have to change like the full game design in the first place to actually fix it. So yeah, I don't know. Being it's a huge market as an EU, how Smilegate Amazon having Korean Loa on even like for us blows my mind. The thing is like you can't really like make a Loa on for like you guys when like every content is basically laid out already, you know. Cause like what else can they do? This is Loa on right here. Brel is coming out later. Brel Heart is on like April. You know, later Elgasia on like summer, and you're just like yeah, we know that already. Cause like you know already, like everything is like laid out in the first place. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, skip the clown. Will you get full level or do you have skip? You have to do clown eventually. So yeah. Okay, he has good points, but I agree on not like acknowledging the West version. It upsets also when I watch Law on. Yeah, basically you feel left out, and I get that. I understand that basically. Like it does feel like so. Yeah, again as I said, if you're an EU player, you will agree with like most of these points, and the points are not wrong, not really. So it's just some of it are not like you have to change the whole game first. Some of it, yes, they could have done way better, like that, like Loa on right there. So yeah, I don't know. I guess yeah. I like homework. I mostly just want Smilegate to realize that Loa is a global game now. They got a Russia, JP, and a EU, South America, and China soon. Just not care game anymore. They definitely should acknowledge it. They should acknowledge you, yeah. Though they can't really like talk about like content or anything as much, but at least they should acknowledge it, you, for sure, yeah. So yeah, removing loading screen and daily stuff make it longer, and Loa on should take care about Western versions of their game. Yeah, well, in any case, that's just what it is right there. That's like the message from like Stoopzz right there for this one, which is it's pretty good right there. It is good. It is good. So yeah, they do need to talk about like this more, I guess. Really don't get people complaining about homework. Problem is like all design being predatory. You should play an alt because you like it, not because you can't play your main anymore when you run out of dailies. See, that's like part of it as well. Well, is same thing, right? You should play an alt because you like it. Yes, you can, right there. That is one way to do it. Not because you can't play your main anymore. But there needs to be a limit on one point as well. Because if there is no limit, like, think of it this way. So, yeah, I'll give you an example then, yeah. Back then in Season 1, like Lost Ark, right? There is this thing called Acrasium, right? That's your leapstone, basically. But this leapstone you cannot buy with money. You cannot buy with anything. So, the only way to actually do that is basically to actually do the content daily, right? So yeah, now if you're behind by one day, you're behind by one day forever. So yeah, there is no limit in this game anyway because of cash shop. Yeah, but that's the thing. So you're gonna force people to like actually pay then if there is the case. So yeah, you guys complain it's pay to win. Well, it's more pay to win now if there is the case, right? So yeah, but the old system was not pay to win because if you miss one day, you just miss one day. You don't have time to play, then you're behind for one day forever. Just zero chance for you to catch up. So, but that's fair, because there is no swiping for it. There is nothing for it. Season 1 of Lost Ark, yeah. So you can infinite bus for gold. Well, obviously you still can't run everything. So yeah. So yeah, behind forever, yeah. And it was like a shit system. Nobody like really likes it right there. So there is no pay to win there because you have to play the game. If you don't play the game, you don't get it. So yeah, there is no such thing. If like someone like plays like one day earlier than you, then you're one day behind that guy forever. So yeah, something like that basically. Now of course, like with like paying, people that can play as much, they can use their like I don't know tax write off their money and they can maybe spend on it. And sure, I guess now they can. But back then you cannot. So I don't know. Okay, it's different right there. So yeah, I want endless grind on Lost Ark on one tune. Yeah, then how would you balance that then if there is a case then? So yeah. So either way, like okay. So I'm not saying that like your solution is bad. No, I'm just saying that like whatever solution you come out with, there is always like a different problem that comes with it. So yeah, you can play, let's say, endless grind with like one character. You can play like a billion, like the Vulcan you can run basically a billion times if you want to, if you can. Then you will be ahead than like the one that doesn't, and like the complaint will stay the same anyway. So in the end, like it's the same thing basically, right? So yeah, now that one right there, you need like to change like the core design of the game in the first place. So yeah, and that's like a different thing, I guess. So yeah, I don't think like it will be fixed that way, unfortunately. Yeah, well, either way, we're talking about like main issue of like the game, I guess. But the point is, it's similar to that way. I don't know. And just grind on one character, zero supports for pugs, as all supports mains will have a static. Well, in any case, right there, this is just part of it right there. So yeah, just with the disadvantage of not playing all season as big, as well as stress his point when he reacted to this video. I don't think like there is like a big disadvantage if you don't play all those solos. You can play with one character only. So yeah, now of course like people that play like basically like 12 character, 6 character, they would basically put more effort into it. They play more than you, then they get rewarded more in a way, right? If you work 12-hour job and you work 2-hour job, you get paid differently. So in a way, it's like that as well. Now, some people will say that it's unfair, you know. So I guess the fair one is basically you limit the reward to like let's say 2 hours only. So everyone only get 2 hours reward, and playing more doesn't give you anything else. So you RP on the rest of it, and that's I guess you can call it maybe fair, but it's not fair to the people that have like basically 12 hours a day to play, right? Because they wanna play their game. So yeah, it's the same thing basically. So yeah, what about 3 times dailies for designated main and only like one for alts? So what's the difference compared to today then? It's close enough. You just change the number, I guess. So yeah, it's similar in a way like that way basically. This is part of the reason why like I stopped playing like Final Fantasy as well. Because like I just do Savage for 3 hours and then I'm done. Ultimates. I mean, I did ultimate. Yeah, I got like rank 1 here and there already. So I don't really see a point of like well, I'm already up there basically. So I log into like the game. I log into 14 and I just sit there for like forever in like front of my estate. Hoping someone will talk to me. I don't like RP, so I never RP as well. So it depends as well, right? Now I mean like that thing is good for people, but I wanted to do more things to do. So I like Lost Ark because like I have always things to do. So yeah, it's different right there basically. In the end, like it's the same thing. It's just different game with different system. Now you can maybe change the design fundamental of it, but in the current state, this is how it is. So yeah, allow me to play as much as I want on character that I want. Progression is fine. Being ahead is irrelevant due to cash shop anyways. Helmut is the only competitive ground and it's equalized. Well, right now it's like it's similar anyway. So yeah. Can add DPS meter. Well, that's a different discussion. I don't know. In any case, like this is just like the comment for it, I guess. So yeah, we've been like talking about this for like 1 hour, bro. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. In all, basically, I mean, I agree with like four of this right there, like the points right here. It's just that like some of it, is like yeah, I agree. It sucks right there if you're an NAU player, of course. And half of it is like you have to change the game design wise for it to fix itself. So yeah, I don't know. Just making rest 100% benefit instead of like 50% bar charge. The reason why it's 50% is because like it's to run off the daily, dude. That's why. That's why it's 50%. So yeah. Yeah, well, in any case right there, we will go right there. This is done right here. It's done. Okay, let's move on.